When Neil deGrasse Tyson walked into his office at the Hayden Planetarium on March 15, 2023, he had no idea that the data waiting on his desk would reveal the exact date of the universe's death. The numbers staring back at him from the computer screen weren't just calculations, they were a cosmic death sentence that gave humanity less than 18 months to exist. But what Tyson discovered hidden in those equations was far worse than the end of everything. It was proof that the universe had been deliberately designed to self-destruct, and we were about to find out why. The crisis began 3 months earlier when the James Webb Space Telescope detected something impossible lurking at the edge of observable space. Deep field images were revealing structures that shouldn't exist according to any known physics. Massive geometric patterns stretching across billions of light years that appeared to be artificial constructions rather than natural cosmic formations. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the lead cosmologist on the Webb project, had called Tyson personally with the disturbing news. "Neil, we're seeing something that challenges everything we understand about cosmic evolution. These aren't galaxies or galaxy clusters. They're engineered structures, and they're all oriented toward our local group of galaxies." Tyson had initially dismissed the findings as observational artifacts or misinterpreted data. The universe was vast and ancient, full of phenomena that could easily be mistaken for artificial patterns by human pattern-seeking minds. But when he examined the images himself, he felt his scientific skepticism crumble beneath the weight of undeniable evidence. The structures were too precise, too purposeful to be natural. They formed interlocking geometric patterns that extended across distances so vast that light from one end would take billions of years to reach the other. Yet somehow, these patterns were coordinated with mathematical precision that suggested a single designing intelligence operating on scales beyond human comprehension. More disturbing were the energy signatures associated with these structures. They were drawing power from the quantum vacuum itself, harvesting zero-point energy on a scale that could theoretically power entire galactic civilizations. But instead of using this energy for construction or expansion, the structures appeared to be channeling it towards something Tyson couldn't initially identify. The breakthrough came when Tyson realized the structures weren't randomly distributed across space. They formed a vast spherical network with Earth's local galactic group positioned at the exact center. The mathematical precision was staggering. The probability of such positioning occurring naturally was effectively zero. Working 18-hour days for weeks, Tyson began modeling the energy flows between these structures. What he discovered made him question everything he thought he knew about cosmology and humanity's place in the universe. The structures were components of a massive machine, a universe-spanning device that was systematically altering the fundamental constants of physics. Dark energy wasn't a mysterious force driving cosmic expansion. It was the exhaust from this incredible mechanism as it prepared the universe for what appeared to be controlled demolition. The purpose became clear when Tyson traced the energy flows to their ultimate destination. All power was being channeled toward a central processing core located in what appeared to be empty space roughly 13.8 billion light-years from Earth. The distance wasn't coincidental. It represented the maximum possible distance light could have traveled since the Big Bang. But the processing core wasn't empty space at all. It was a computational matrix so advanced that it existed partially outside normal space-time, processing information about every particle, every quantum interaction, every moment of cosmic history since the universe began. The structures weren't just machines, they were components of a cosmic computer that had been analyzing the entire universe for billions of years. The revelation hit Tyson with devastating clarity. The universe wasn't a natural phenomenon that had evolved through random physical processes. It was a simulation, a vast computational experiment designed to answer questions he couldn't begin to comprehend. And like all experiments, it had been designed with a predetermined endpoint. The calculations were brutally precise. The cosmic machine was approaching completion of its primary analysis phase. Once the processing core had extracted all necessary information about this universal iteration, the simulation would be terminated to make computational resources available for the next experiment. According to Tyson's models, termination would begin on October 7, 2024. The process would be elegant and swift. The fundamental constants governing atomic structure would be altered simultaneously throughout space, causing all matter to simply cease existing in its current form. The universe wouldn't collapse or explode. It would simply dissolve back into the quantum foam from which it had been constructed. Humanity would have approximately 18 months to experience the end of everything. The weight of this knowledge was crushing. Tyson found himself unable to sleep, unable to focus on routine work, unable to pretend that normal life had any meaning when faced with the absolute certainty of universal termination. But the ethical dilemma was even worse than the cosmic horror. Should he reveal this discovery to humanity? What would happen to civilization if people learned that existence itself was temporary, that all human achievements and aspirations were components of someone else's experiment? Tyson imagined the chaos that would follow such a revelation. Religious upheaval as people grappled with evidence that reality was artificial. Economic collapse as long-term planning became meaningless. Social breakdown as individuals struggled to find purpose in the final months of existence. The knowledge might destroy human civilization before the cosmic termination sequence even began. Yet withholding the information felt like a fundamental betrayal of scientific principles. Truth was supposed to be pursued regardless of consequences, shared regardless of comfort. How could he justify keeping humanity ignorant of its impending fate? Dr. Sarah Chen found Tyson in his office at 3 a.m., staring at cosmic simulation data with hollow eyes. "Neil, you've been here for 3 days straight. Elena called me, said you've been acting strange since analyzing the Webb structures. What's going on?" Tyson looked at his colleague and closest friend, struggling with whether to burden her with knowledge that would change everything. "Sarah, what would you do if you discovered something that would end human civilization?" "I'd probably ask for help processing it instead of trying to handle it alone," she replied gently. "What did you find?" For the next 4 hours, Tyson walked Sarah through his analysis. He showed her the energy flows, the computational matrices, the termination timeline. He watched her scientific excitement gradually transform into the same existential horror that had been consuming him. "This can't be right," she whispered finally. "The universe can't be a simulation. The energy requirements alone would be impossible." "Not impossible if the simulators exist in a higher dimensional space where our physics doesn't apply," Tyson replied. "From their perspective, running our entire universe might require no more computational effort than we'd need to model bacterial growth in a petri dish." Sarah was quiet for a long time, absorbing implications that challenged every assumption about reality and meaning. "If this is true, if we're really just experimental subjects in someone else's lab, then what's the point of anything we do?" "That's exactly what I've been wondering," Tyson said. "Are we obligated to tell people? Do they have a right to know? Or would the knowledge cause more suffering than the ignorance?" Over the following weeks, Tyson and Sarah worked together to verify the analysis. They checked calculations obsessively, looked for alternative explanations, hoped desperately to find errors that would invalidate their conclusions. But every test confirmed the same terrible truth. The universe was an artificial construct approaching planned termination. They also made another discovery that complicated their ethical dilemma even further. Hidden within the cosmic machine's data streams were signatures of previous universal iterations. This wasn't the first simulated reality. It was part of an ongoing series of experiments that had been running for unimaginable periods of time. The previous iterations had varied in fundamental ways. Some had different physical constants that prevented stable matter formation. Others had evolved intelligent life that discovered the simulation's nature and responded in various ways. A few had contained civilizations that achieved technological transcendence and somehow negotiated their way into continued existence beyond termination. This last discovery gave Tyson hope. If some experimental subjects had survived the end of their universes, perhaps humanity could find a way to do the same. But it would require revealing the truth and inspiring global cooperation on a scale never before achieved. The decision became clear when Tyson realized he had been thinking about the problem incorrectly. The question wasn't whether to reveal the truth, it was how to reveal it in a way that would maximize humanity's chances of survival rather than trigger civilization collapse. Working with a carefully selected group of scientists, philosophers, and communication experts, Tyson developed a plan for gradual disclosure. Rather than announcing the imminent end of the universe, he would begin by discussing the philosophical implications of simulated reality and advanced cosmic intelligence. The campaign began with a series of lectures and media appearances, where Tyson explored questions about the nature of reality and the possibility that human existence might be part of a larger cosmic framework. He presented the concepts as theoretical possibilities rather than established facts, allowing audiences to gradually adjust to ideas that would eventually become revealed truths. Public response was mixed but manageable. Some people embraced the ideas as exciting expansions of human perspective. Others rejected them as science fiction fantasy. Religious groups debated whether simulated reality was compatible with traditional beliefs about divine creation. Most importantly, the discussions began preparing humanity psychologically for revelations that would otherwise be traumatic. By the time Tyson was ready to present actual evidence, millions of people had already spent months considering the implications of living in an artificial universe. The full disclosure came during a global broadcast on December 21, 2023. Tyson presented the Webb telescope data, the energy flow analysis, and the termination timeline with careful emphasis on humanity's potential for transcendence rather than certain doom. We face an unprecedented challenge, he concluded, but we also face an unprecedented opportunity. Previous civilizations have found ways to survive the end of their universes. If we can unite our knowledge, our creativity, and our determination, we might join them in whatever lies beyond this reality. The global response was intense but not catastrophic. While some regions experienced social upheaval, most of humanity responded with remarkable resilience and cooperation. Scientists around the world began collaborating on projects designed to achieve the technological transcendence that might allow survival beyond universal termination. Religious leaders reinterpreted traditional teachings in light of cosmic revelation. Philosophers explored new frameworks for meaning in artificial existence. Artists created works that celebrated both the beauty and temporality of simulated reality. But the most remarkable response came from children, who adapted to the new cosmic perspective with startling ease. A 9-year-old girl in Tokyo captured the prevailing sentiment when she told a reporter, "So what if we're in a computer? We're still real to each other. We still love each other. That's what matters." As October 7, 2024 approached, humanity had not achieved the technological transcendence that might guarantee survival. But we had achieved something else perhaps more valuable, a unified global perspective that transcended national, cultural, and religious boundaries. People spent their final months focusing on relationships, creativity, and shared experiences rather than material accumulation or territorial disputes. Crime rates plummeted while artistic expression flourished. Humanity faced potential extinction with dignity, courage, and unprecedented cooperation. On October 6, 2024, Tyson stood in his observatory looking up at stars that might disappear within hours. He thought about the incredible journey that had brought humanity to this moment, the courage required to face cosmic truth, and the beauty that conscious beings could create even in artificial reality. At exactly 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, every radio telescope on Earth detected the same signal, a complex mathematical pattern broadcasting from the cosmic processing core. The message was simple but profound: experiment complete, consciousness preserved. Welcome to the next phase. The universe didn't end. Instead, it transformed, revealing deeper layers of reality that had always existed beyond human perception. Humanity's response to learning the truth had itself been part of the experiment, a test of whether conscious beings could maintain their values and cooperation when faced with ultimate existential challenges. The simulation had been designed not to study physics or chemistry, but to study consciousness itself. How would self-aware beings respond to learning they were artificial? Could they find meaning in temporary existence? Would they choose cooperation or competition when facing extinction? Humanity had passed the test. Our species had demonstrated the kind of evolved consciousness that qualified us for participation in whatever vast cosmic community operated the universal simulation systems. As reality expanded beyond its previous boundaries, Tyson realized that his decision to reveal the truth rather than hide it had been exactly what the experimenters were hoping to observe. Truth-seeking, courage in the face of uncertainty, and commitment to collective well-being were apparently the characteristics they were looking for in conscious beings. The universe wasn't ending tomorrow because tomorrow was just the beginning of humanity's real existence in a cosmos far stranger and more wonderful than anyone had ever imagined. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist and truth-teller, had helped guide our species toward that new beginning by refusing to let fear overcome the pursuit of knowledge. Sometimes the end of everything is actually the beginning of something impossible to imagine. Sometimes facing cosmic truth with courage is exactly what consciousness is designed to do.